This is early in the morning. So I'm just waiting to see how many people are going to come on. I'm doing this from my phone, so I don't expect a lot of people this early in the morning. And I can't seem to see any comments because I'm doing it from my phone, not from my laptop like I normally do. This is not like a very long live. I'm just going to be coming on here to talk about a couple of things, and some people may see this actually a little bit later. Um, I think a lot of people freaked out when I did my video the other day. And I think when I wear my glasses rather than contacts, oh, I can see some comments. Hi, Teeny. If y'all want to leave comments, y'all can leave them so I can read them. I think when I do, videos without my contacts on and I'm with glasses and have the nerdy look, I think some people it just changes my look completely. When I wear contacts, it's a lot different. So I think a lot of people were freaking out. I don't want you guys to freak out at all. I am doing well. I'm receiving hate. I've received some hate from some witch. I don't even know who she's about, but she's some demented liberal witch that was in my comments last night. But I didn't respond to her, just blocked her. It's not necessary. And she was like, I'm going to be coming for you. You're fake, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girlfriend, I don't even know who the F you are. So, like, you need to back off, okay? So, anyways, but yeah, there are a lot of people that are just losing it over my platform. She was like, I hope you get deplatformed. I'm going to do everything I can in the spiritual community to blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, I'm so shaking in my boots. I'm like, girl, really? Get a grip of your life. Like a video, my opinion, my voice is like, it's not hurting you, okay? So I just had to come on here just to talk about that video because I felt like, a lot of the comments and things, good morning guys, that people were leaving on the video, which a lot of people are freaking out. They're like, well, I'm so scared. And that's not the message that I wanted to send. So if that was sent, or people took it that way, I don't want you to be scared about what's coming or what's going to happen. There's so much, also a lot of misinformation that's going on, and the reason that I'm doing this video is for a couple of reasons. I am always busy working on readings, content for my Patreon, for here, and I think a lot of people are coming to me, a lot of my rays of light, and I don't mind. A lot of people are coming to and DMing me on Instagram, asking me, like sending me and asking me, is this true? Is this right? What is going on? Like, this is pandemonium. We're being silenced because I'm conservative, and I get it. I totally get it. So the reason that I'm coming on here is because I had to tell you, if you haven't been following me on Instagram, I don't know. Some people are like, they think that I blocked them on Instagram, but I haven't. I was recently banned, semi-banned on Instagram for posting a peaceful picture of the rally that took place in DC on the 6th, okay? This was not the part that I posted where there was like violent attacks or anything like that. It was just regular, right? A regular photo with people, our patriots wearing their red hats, right? The MAGA hats. Anyways, that was the photo that got taken down because it went against their community's standards. No, no me voy a preocupar, Ana. Muchas gracias. So yeah, I had some people, I guess, that reported that, and or Instagram flagged it, whatever the case, it banned me from doing that and going live on IG. So I can't do the live on IG. I can still do videos, but no, a lot of people think that I've been blocking them. Apparently what has happened is that when you go onto IG, when you're shadow banned or semi-banned, you cannot find the user anymore if you're not like subscribed or something. So yeah, a lot of people can't seem to find me, or if they find me, it's just like they'll find my profile, but it says user not found, and they're thinking that I'm blocking, but I'm not blocking anyone. Like, I don't have time to be blocking people or be worried with petty drama because somebody doesn't like me because I use my platform in a very public manner, or I have 37,000 followers and they have 20, right? And they don't like that I'm using my voice, okay? So I'm not trying to shove my political views down your throat. I'm not trying to push that on my channel. But I think a lot of people still are very triggered and bothered. Just spiteful people that are in the spiritual community that call themselves witches or whatnot. And I cannot, I'm not going to even respond to that. So, also, I feel like there's a lot of other people out there that are doing this to leave me in a bad reputation. They have it out for me for whatever reason. So what they're doing is they're creating false accounts under my name or using a variation of my name to open accounts, and they're using my pictures, so the people think. So like I also thought, like, what if she was messaged by somebody that was pretending to be me, right? And I've had a lot of clients this week that have been coming to me about that. So here's the thing that I want to talk about. I will never follow you unless you are my client and we've really like connected. Then I follow my followers on Instagram or Facebook, right? Unless we're like fam, which you guys are my rays of light, but I like to keep a part of myself private, like my Facebook account. And so a lot of people will not be followed by me. And I will never message you saying, we'll do a mini reading for you for free. Or if you want to pay me this and this and this, or send me money and I'll give you a reading. People are losing their minds. And they are not only doing this to me, but they're doing it to a lot of spiritual people in the community, other psychic mediums, etc. So, I wanted to take some time today to explain that again, I will never message you. And if you're like asking, like, how can I find out if that's you? Like a backup account. I don't have any backup accounts on Instagram. Okay. My only account is the one that I have. And how you can identify my account from anybody else's account out there that's created is look at my followers. I have 28,000 followers on Instagram. All these other fake accounts are new accounts. They have hardly any followers. So when you see them, just report them and block them. Do not give them your time. Do not give them your energy. Do not give them your money, because I've had a lot of clients come to me, well, you never responded back to me. And I'm like, girl, that's not me. Like, that's not me. I will never message you privately soliciting services. Like, if you want to reach out to me, you're welcome to send me a message. But my website is www.raymondguzman.net. That is my website. That's the only place where you would go to purchase a reading, purchase oils and things of that nature coming out. So yeah, the scammers are running wild, but not only that, people that have different political views than what I have, hey Loretta, are, trying to get revenge, or I don't know. People are crazy. The world right now is in a state of array. Like, I don't know, so a lot of people like going back. So a lot of people are asking me like, what's happening with this, transition, all this stuff. I can't give like certain names on this live because, again, for censorship. But basically, in order for me not to, because I cannot respond, I cannot spend my day responding to like 300 DMs. So if you want the tea, you can go to Telegram. Like I said, Telegram is the new app until that's banned, and we have to jump on. This is crazy. Like, this is like almost like Hunger Games, and it's like we're having to jump from app to app to app, but yet there are people from the left side that left hateful messages about wishing death on people and power and whatnot, and they don't even get addressed at all. Like, they leave those posts up, hateful posts. Like Kathy Griffin is like another vile person, that I'm just going to bring up. And like, you remember that what she did to, who's in office and how she held up that head. Well, they got that picture still circulating on Twitter, and it's like, it's okay, right? Hang in there. I know it's a rough period for a lot of us that are having to be censored and going through this, but the hypocrisy is real. I'm here to tell you that it's definitely going to change soon. So do not lose faith and hope. When the tables do turn, it's going to be a whole different story, and I'm just here for it. I am here for it, hunty. So, do not lose hope. Like, there's a lot of information that's coming out. So, if you're wanting to know, like, what is the tea, like, what is the newest thing, you can go to my Telegram, and see that. A lot of people are also like, well, what is, like, a lot of people are believing a lot of lies. A lot of things are being circulated about things that are going to happen or events that are going to be happening, and it's causing like a ruckus, a state of confusion. It's causing anxiety. It's causing a lot of people to lose their mind. So the best thing I can tell you is to follow me on Instagram, and I have a pinned post of other people that you can follow. I had people ask me, like, you had a certain view on Candace Owens, like, what made you change? A lot made me change when I woke up from the spiritual sleep that I was in, regarding the political world and what exactly. So yes, I do support Candace Owens, and I do support all of my conservatives. So I have pinned a post on there, on Telegram, where you can follow all these conservative groups that are like people in power that have a lot of followers already, or subscribers to their Telegram. Like, I think a lot of people are like, well, you're conservative now, but like, why would you like support, like, I think people think that I support every single thing that's said by every single person that is in conservative groups. I don't support every single thing that is said, or I don't always share the same exact viewpoints, but I am with the Republican and the conservative side. So, go there if you want the tea, if you want to know like what is going on, what is happening. It's at Psychic Medium Ray. It's the channel. Obviously, I would love to speak and give all that commentary and stuff there. But the sources that I'm posting and the content that I'm posting there, I feel like are the best sources. So yeah, things are changing even in the conservative world, and like I said, this is not about separating, because I love my liberal brothers and sisters out there. Um, and I love my Republican or conservative brothers and sisters out there. This is a time where we need to come together, because they are getting exactly what they're wanting to do. And the thing that I have said over and over and preached, which is division. They are wanting to divide and conquer. And that's exactly what they are achieving. The hate, the division, the racism, the things that these whole things that are happening right now are very, very real. And the only way that we can get through this is to stay together. Me having my own political viewpoints or whatever, that's my doing, my opinion. I set that aside from my work. But the reason that I'm coming on here and explaining this in a very open, transparent way, is because I think a lot of you are like, some people got disappointed on my channel because I no longer talk about this stuff on here. And they were like, well, we want you to talk about it. Like, we don't care about celebrities. But the whole core and basis of what my channel is and what it consists of, since the beginning, since I've been having it for the last 4 years or so, has been about celebrity readings and historical readings and spiritual messages and things like that. So that's not going to change. And I know that a lot of people that came on when I was very vocal about politics were very upset about it. So I kind of scaled back here, and I'm glad that I did, because otherwise this channel could have been possibly deleted. And I still don't know if it's going to be deleted at some point, because like I said, they're coming for a lot of people. So, yeah, this is just crazy. But I just wanted to come on here just for a second, just to talk to you guys, let you know that it's going to be okay. Do not worry about what is happening. Yeah, celebrities are people too, and I think people are just upset that I'm not talking about the politics, but there's a time and a place for that. And so the political the political part of me, that aspect can be found on Instagram. I respect and love all of my viewers and my rays of light that are Democrats or that are Republicans. And this is the reason that I'm trying to divide that into different places. There are appropriate places and there are not appropriate places. And so I don't want this platform, since it was started on the premise of celebrities and doing things like that, to bring that energy to you guys. In retrospect, I know that that was probably a little wrong of me to do, to kind of put my views and mix them into that. But my heart is pure. I have a good heart, and I really do love, all of you guys and support you. It's crazy that we're going through this. So for YouTube, it's going to just be celebrities. It's going to be spiritual messages like the cards, the tarot readings and stuff like that, oracle cards. But Patreon is going to, thank you so much, Vindy, you're so sweet. On Telegram, it's going to be like kind of like the news and the political insights. On Patreon, it's going to be more of the psychic insights, the things that I can't say here, obviously, but it's not all political either. Like I'm doing spiritual development and stuff like that on Patreon. So go and check that out. On Patreon, it is www.patreon.com/psychic medium Ray. So, yeah, Telegram is an app you downloaded. You can go to the App Store on your iPhone if you have an iPhone. I don't know if it's available on Androids, but I think it is. I'm not sure. I don't have an Android. But yeah, it's interesting. There's so much that's going on as far as censorship is concerned. And there is this thing about like Elon, if you don't know who Elon Musk is, like Tesla creator, like he's moved to Texas, my state. So he's moved here, and there are talks. Apparently, he can. I don't know like how this works, but he can switch off Google and Apple or their networks. He can switch it off if he wanted to, because he has that power over them. But I don't know like what are the legal ramifications or whatnot. But I heard, rumor has it apparently, and a lot of people are asking him to come out with his version of a phone. So I'm just saying, if he was to have his own phone, I would definitely, like a Tesla phone, honey, I'll be dropping my Apple, because honestly, Apple is ridiculous in the fact that they have gone sky high with their prices for an iPhone, and basically have to upgrade every single year. I will be dropping my iPhone like in a heartbeat and switch over to another platform, because again, and I think what these big entities are doing right now is actually a disservice to their own selves and to their own employees, because when the tables do turn, because they will, trust me, it is going to cost them revenue. Like they're already losing stock, they're already losing, and a lot of people are like, well, a lot of people that support them, they're like, that's just that, that's pishkosh, that's just a drop in the bucket for them. They're not really worried about 6 million. But let me tell you, millionaires do worry about their money, okay? Millionaires do care. If I don't care if it's $6 million in the bucket, they care. And when they start losing a lot of subscribers and people are starting to shut these platforms down, because it's a lot of us out there. I would love to shut my Facebook down. I cannot do that because, again, that is part of my business. And if I didn't have, like, I'm waiting for another public platform to open that is kind of like rivals Facebook and maybe migrate to that. But as of right now, I can't do that. A lot of people that don't have a business like I do, or, that they just have a personal account, they can easily delete their account. But I just can't, even though I do want to. So I'm still doing that. There's just so much heavy energy. I know a lot of people are not feeling good. I myself have been having ups and downs, like not really, really good, like not being able to concentrate too well. But there are lawsuits that are being opened up against these entities, and it's going to be a ripple effect, Yeah, I need to try MeWe as well. I tried Gab, and I actually got as far as like, I think, opening an account, but their servers keep going down. And I don't know if Google is like blocking them. So I really can't at all. Oh, guys, I love you too. And I'm not reading all the comments so I don't get distracted, but now I'm going to start reading some of the comments. Facebook, same. It's freezing here, by the way. It was like 30 degrees this morning. So I have my turtleneck here. And I never wore turtlenecks here in Texas. Like, that's not even something. It's so cold. It's like really, really cold. So, but I love it. I love cold weather. So that is why I'm on here. I'm not doing any readings right now, but I just wanted to take some time for you guys to see, like, kind of like, can you see what is going on here? Like, people have been so divided. You're a Democrat. You're a Republican. I hate you. I blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's not about that. Why can't we all love one another? Can you see the bigger picture? Can you see the division, what they have caused, what is happening here? I don't care who takes office on the 20th or what happens. Like, that I do care about that, but what I'm saying is like that's not the bigger picture here. The bigger picture, it's what is happening to America and the world. And if America is targeted in a bad way, if America is, affected in this kind of way, it's going to affect the whole world. So the whole world sometimes looks at the USA as the most powerful entity, and they look at it as the most, the most powerful person. And right now, the way that we are considered like a parity to a lot of these nations. And a lot of these nations are actually more worried than some of our Americans here. Because if we go down and we are separated, look what's going to happen to the whole world. It's a domino effect, exactly. It's not just about, us and this election and what happened, and all of this. It's not even about that. So basically, if the truth is suppressed, if your voice goes, like I said to other people, once our voice goes, the conservative voice, they're going to do it to the Democrats, to the liberals. It's going to happen. Like, it's not even to be like joked, right? It's going to be the whole world. And it's like the whole world. Do you want to live in a whole world that's communist? Do you want to have to answer to the government, or they show up at your door as police officers because you posted something on Facebook or on one of these social medias and it went against the policies, but you didn't know what the policies were? I read somewhere, I don't remember what country this was, that the couple went out for a cup of coffee. I think this is in the UK, but I'm not sure. Went out for a cup of coffee, and the police officers arrest them because they're in lockdown and they're not supposed to be out there. I don't know if this is Australia or the UK, but I think it was the UK. But I saw it, and I'm like, this is the kind of stuff that we don't need here. There are people in the UK that were trying to close businesses down, and I'm like, if you can suppress our voice, right, and censor us, why do businesses, and it doesn't matter, why do businesses have to be shut down? See, that was in the UK. Somebody, Ches, just said that, and it was like, that is crazy. That is like, that is insane. So, it's scary, but I'm bringing this up because, again, this is a whole psych op. Somebody said that. That's exactly what it is. This is about controlling the mind, the mental aspect. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I think a lot of people have felt like I've sloped or gotten into that, but I'm very real about what I've shared. And a lot of this stuff, for those of you that are following me, if you go back to my old videos, timelines change and things that I've said have changed, but a lot of the core stuff and principles that I have shared with you guys over the past 2 years or 3 years have come to pass. A lot of that is happening and playing out now. The riots, the stuff that I said, I did a video about January 6th. I knew that it was coming. I knew that it was going to happen. I even commented on my video. So I think that there's a lot of division when it comes between conspiracy theory and psychic work, right? And what we see. So basically, just know that it's one and the same, basically. A lot of people that are awoke, yep, they're awoke, are going to be labeled conspiracy theorists. But the truth it cannot be farther from the truth, the things that are going on in the world right now. And, do I have anxiety? Like doing this video right now, I have anxiety. I'm not going to even try to hide it because, I'm anxious right now. And I normally don't get, but I'm okay. Okay. So I don't want you to get anxious. And I'm sorry if I'm doing that, it's not intentional, but the way that I relieve my anxiety is by talking and delivering messages from spirit and coming on here and kind of like helping people. So, yeah, don't worry. Don't worry about anything. You should see the barricades to our Capitol. Yeah, there's barricades even in front of the White House. There's like black fences all around DC. That's what I saw, right? And so it's crazy. But like I said, keep stocking up on stuff. Keep things like, don't go and buy all the toilet paper out. Please don't do that. That's not what I'm trying to say, or create a pandemonium, but just keep like adequate amount of stuff, like, the next couple of days and stuff. I just don't know. Somebody says that he declared, let me see. Do you see Trump declared a state of emergency? Yeah, he did that yesterday, I believe. So he declared it a state of emergency, which tells me, and it's running from the 11th through the 24th of this month. Yeah, no more toilet paper raid, please. And no more Lysol raid like we've had. One of the other things that I've been getting a lot of questions about are the new strain of coronavirus. Like, I shouldn't have even said that, so hopefully they don't censor this. But a lot of people are like, Ray, what is going on with this new set of coronavirus? Like, or this new mutation? Like, what is happening, right? Okay, so the flu virus. You've heard of the flu virus, right? You do know that the flu mutates, right? So again, the thing is here to realize is that any kind of viral virus thing, and I'm not a doctor, so again, this is not me giving medical information, but just common sense. Any virus is going to mutate. Calm down, okay? Calm down. Take it down a notch, because a lot of people, this is how pandemonium starts. This is how people lose their mind, and they're like freaking out because there's a new, supposedly strain out there. That's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's like, you can't common sense people, right? It's like we're trying to eliminate the fear that's going on in the world, but so many people are so fearful. And I know that why, because this is not like the normal type of strain, that has hit people. It's obviously, not to downplay it, but it did cause a lot of deaths and whatnot. But the fact of the matter is, we cannot live in a world of fear. And that's exactly the other part of this whole agenda of what's been going on in the world right now. People have been losing their mind, getting scared to death because of all the stuff that's going on. Yes, there was a broadcast. It actually did happen, and a friend of mine also said that he saw it this weekend. So, yeah, there is an emergency broadcast. I was actually working on my at my office space, and I had the TV on the background, and I like turned immediately. I heard, this is an emergency broadcast test, and it was like a blue screen, I believe, with black, and I was just looking at it, and so I've never seen that before. So the fact that that happened to me tells me that obviously something is coming. And I do think that they may test that out, but I don't know how often they do that. But it was very weird that they're doing that now. So a lot of people did see it. Some people missed it. Um, some people are asking, when that happens, if they don't have TV or cable, will it come out on your phone? It's supposed to come out on every single thing. And before, I believe it goes through the FCC, they tell all of the news media they cannot block it when it comes from the president or when it comes from the government. They cannot block this. So if they do, I believe they lose their license or they get fined or both. I'm not certain. But the thing of the matter is that this week is going to be a rocky week. We have people that are trying to do things at the last minute. And like I said before in my last video, you have to kind of ask yourself, why are they running and doing all of this when they didn't run when things were happening in the summer with other political groups out there? Like, nobody was saying anything. Nobody was worried about it. This is not no longer about that one person in power. Okay, it's not about T or Donnie, whoever you want to call. I can't say the name because if I do, this could be censored, so I have to be careful. It's not about him anymore. It's not about that. They're worried about something else. And apparently there are documents and stuff that is surfacing that was leaked. I don't know the validity to it. I don't know exactly to kind of like see him. Other people are like, well, Ray, you're psychic. You should know. Like, no, like my gift doesn't work like that. Like, I don't use my gift in that capacity, to focus on everything like that. I use it to help people. So just know that some of those things could be very real and some of them could not. Some of them could be fabrications. But the truth of the matter is that it's going to come out eventually. And I've said this before, all of this started happening this week. I've said what is done in the dark will come to light, and it's going to happen. So a lot of these things that have been suppressed for a long time, if it doesn't happen now, it's going to happen this year in the months that follow. And no one can stop it. Remember Julian Assange? Or I don't even know if I said his name right. Remember Julian? Was it WikiLeaks or something like that? Remember him? And look where he's at now, because he was like a conspiracy theorist. But he was part of the key role that stopped someone else going into power in 2016. So a lot of these things are coming out, and they don't want those things to come out because like I said, the media has been bought. Social media, all of this is being run by the elites, is being run by people in power and tied to one political group, right? And that is controlling the narrative. It's controlling a lot of what's going on, and why all these people are banding together. They've been working together. I will tell you that there were Facebook groups that were secret Facebook groups where these people have conspired together and gotten together, and they formulated everything to manipulate the election, to manipulate. You will never hear it talk about on the news. They won't talk about it. I'm talking about media, people in these organizations and these movements that have been working in secret Facebook groups. But little do they know that a lot of the Central Intelligence, or I'm not sure, but one of those organizations, and this is psychic insights that I'm giving, were actually infiltrating a lot of these groups and stuff. A lot of this was pre-planned years ago by them, but T also pre-planned a lot of this stuff. So a lot of people are really worried. Why did he declare a state of emergency? Because he doesn't like B, right? He doesn't like B. So why would he do all of this now? Think about it. I want you to think about that. Because they're fearful something is potentially going to happen. What is going to happen in the next couple of weeks between January 11th and the 24th of January? Something is happening, that, and they are aware of it, because as much as people are afraid and they're saying conservatives and, supporters of T are crazy and that we're going to go into the Capitol and we're going to stop the inauguration and blah, blah, blah. That's not like us, okay? Don't get it twisted. We're not like that. That's not us. The media has twisted the messages. They have twisted everything to make it look like we are some kind of, corrupt terrorist organization, etc. And that is not the truth. But that's what the narratives are going to be spun on media. So the blackouts, yeah, let me talk about that. The blackouts that have been happening in the Vatican, okay? You think the Vatican's not involved in this. Like, why would it be involved in it, right? But again, think about it. In the beginning of times, like in the 1400s, 1300s, in the times of even of Jesus, the church controlled a lot of it. They controlled the people, and people used to have to pay the church and taxes. So for people to think now in modern times that the main central part, which is the Vatican, does not control things and does not run things, you have to be asleep, completely spiritually asleep, to think that they are not outside of the equation. And I will say that they are dangerous. I really will say that. And it's not just them, but it goes further and further and further and further. And you'll be mind blown, like mind blown, when you go down this what is like a rabbit hole. And if those of you that are listening that are awoken and that have gone through the videos, or that you have followed certain groups that have said this, you will understand what I'm getting into. But it runs deep. Like, this is a corruption that you don't even want to begin to imagine. Like, I'm even afraid to even talk about it, because yeah, it's crazy. A lot of people that have spoken about it have been taken out. And a lot of conservatives are being taken out. Like, recently there was a lot of people that were shot, or people that were found apparently suicided. Things that, a lot of people are talking about. A lot of the things that you see on the news about these celebrities suiciding, right? A lot of that, what you've been told, is false. It's not real. So, like I said, what we live in is like in two realities, and one reality is a false reality, and that is basically what is portrayed a lot in the media, in the news. It was crazy, because when this happened at the Capitol, friends of mine were there, and they're like, this did not happen, and this did not happen, and the media was putting a different story on there. So again, like, you just need to stay awake, stay alert, and stay in prayers, and staying with your faith in God. A lot of people are like, well, I don't believe in God. I had somebody else come to me yesterday. They were like, well, I've been with a shaman, or I've like spoken to a shaman, etc. I don't believe in hell. I don't believe in God. Okay, that's fine. That's your own version. But I'm spiritual. I believe still in God, and I believe in hell. That it does exist. Heaven and hell do exist, and I do believe that the devil exists. And the reason why I believe this is because I died. I had a near-death experience, and I was able to see. I've seen the Blessed Mother. I've seen the Virgen de Guadalupe. So I've had apparitions come to me. I've actually got to see what hell looks like. So it's a very real place. Whether you want to call that, if you're a spiritualist, you can say it's just a place where lower entities or a lower level in the spiritual realm where they go to. That's fine. But the fact of the matter is that it is very, very real. And then we have heaven, and that is very, very real because I saw it. And so again, this is exactly what I wanted to come on here to talk about, because people think that this is just about, what's happening in the world. And this is a spiritual warfare, and it's a battle of souls, good and evil, and good will always win, no matter how hard the times are. So I ask you to please come together. I don't care if you're Democrat, you're Republican, you're independent or whatever. Just come together as you know, mesh together. We're all in this together at this point. And it's funny because even as spiritual people, and we have been awoken, there has been so much where even I've caught myself, and I've had to catch myself several times falling into that, like I don't like certain groups of people, or I don't like that what's happening on, and I have to catch myself and think about, it's not that I don't like that. What is happening is that I don't like the fact that evil is infiltrating our minds and our souls, and is allowing these things to happen. So we, the people, have to stay together, right? And stay united. We do not solve anything with violence. We do not solve anything with hurting other people. You can express yourself in a very dignified manner, in a civil manner, without attacking people, whether it's online that you're attacking them or you're attacking them in person. So we just need to stay united, and we need to stay and just listen to, like I said, to your spirit above like the Telegram, because even things that I'm sharing on Telegram and stuff like that, and other people are sharing, it's coming from other sources, which are still the media. So I don't want to be like a hypocrite here and say that everything that I'm sharing is accurate on when it comes from these news media sources. But use your level of discernment. For those of you that have your discernment, use that. Okay, use that to the greatest extent to kind of like put the clues together of what's happening. Regardless of what happens to T, because I know a lot of you are saying that he's being indicted and whatnot right now. Regardless of what happens, there's a reason that everything has to happen. So don't be fooled just because they do a certain move or something that is going to happen. Like I said, there is something greater at play here, and there are still going to be people that like don't see this message at all or listen to what I have to say. There are going to be people, regardless if there is an inauguration on the 20th, or they have to extend that for another day. But however it takes place, there's still going to be, I don't know if you want to, if this is the word, an insurrection. There's going to be there's going to be chaos basically in the world, and it's not going away anytime soon. And again, this is the division that has been happening. And I don't know, this is not like me knowing like who is going to incite it or anything. It's just a spiritual insight in what I feel, and what I feel has been coming for a long time. I do see that there could potentially be a war too. And I've said this on Patreon. If you follow me, I can go in more, you can go and read what I shared in a PDF document with the visions and things that I've seen. So I don't know where it's going to happen, what countries are going to actually be involved in this, but it is coming. Like sooner or later, it's coming, and I feel it. And I think that it's just something that's inevitable, because again, when the worlds of the spiritual and the physical meet together, and this is like a spiritual warfare, it is going to be a battleground. And that's exactly what's happening right now. But again, the lockdowns, a lot of people in the UK, what's happening, I believe, were y'all, like in the UK, I believe the people were like locked down for what, 3 months? So it's 3 months or so. Maybe is it 3 weeks or 3 months? I thought it was 3 months. I'm just waiting for some of my UK peeps that are tuning in to comment, but it's crazy. And all the other people that are on lockdown right now as well. Um, Obviously, a lot of these countries were locked down, yeah, 3 months, and it did not help. It did not help. Like, they were locked down before, and a lot of people in these places that have been using masks have been using it, and the numbers are out of control, right? So, like I said, but it's funny that if you see flu, right, the flu numbers are not being reported anymore, right? But you're seeing a lot of this other stuff. Again, a lot of things. I'm not saying it's not real, because it is real, but I'm just saying to keep yourself very spiritually awoken and don't go by a lot of the stuff that you're seeing, because it's creating a lot of fear, pandemonium, and above all, confusion on every single level. So, for the UK, I feel like after 3 months, they're going to reassess where they stand, and then there may be throughout the year intermittent lockdowns for the UK, which is crazy. But they're not going to tell the people this. But what it boils all down to is control. It's like being a bird in a cage and being unable to fly. You know, we hear, like, it's funny because we see Kumo, or I don't know how you say his name, and I don't think I ever, that jerk, the C jerk, right? And all through the T's presidency, right, through this administration, he was like, we need to shut down jobs, we need to blah, blah, blah. And all these families in nursing homes, they couldn't see their loved ones. They passed away. People passed away in the hospitals, and their families couldn't be there with them. And now all of a sudden, the script has been flipped. All of a sudden. And now he's like, we cannot afford another shutdown. All businesses need to be open. Blah, blah. And I'm like, the hypocrisy of it all. Like, the hypocrisy. It's crazy. But it's sickening too when you look at all of this, like how they operate and the need for control over people. Where I am 38 years old. I was born in 1982. I have never seen this level of craziness ever until last year in 2020. I had never seen lockdowns. I had never heard of using masks. Like, I knew that doctors and nurses use it, but in hospital settings, but I never knew like this was going to like actually happen. Like, I've never seen it. And we're living in a time right now. This is historical time. Like, years from now, this will be in history books and whatnot. This is not the end of the world. A lot of people are saying, well, this is prophetic. It's the end of the world. I don't feel that it is. I feel like it's the end of consciousness, that people were asleep and now people are waking up. And when people wake up, these entities that are in power, governments, whatnot, are scared because they can no longer control people, because people are awake and they're tired of it. But what I've always said is that history does repeat itself. And what is happening now, even though it's a new era, is history repeating itself. So the insurrection, if you want to call that, I hate that word. I don't know why. I just hate it. And I think I hate it because P uses it a lot. Pelosi. Sorry, I didn't want to say her name. I did not want to say her name. But regardless of the matter, you know, things have always happened. We've had the civil rights movement. We have had civil war. We have had the, what is it, Vietnam War. We've had all these events, and it's all culminating till the point that we are now. History repeats itself over and over again. And you think that we would learn from our ancestors and the people, your great-grandfathers that served in war and that are no longer here. You think that we would learn that, right? We would have learned from that. But people blame one person, T. They blame Donnie, and they blame him for everything that's going on in the world. He is hateful. He is this. He is that. And the fact of the matter is that he cannot be in control. He's not God. He didn't cause coronavirus, right? He did not cause people to die. He never said you should shut down your businesses and you should prevent elderly, your mom and dad or grandma from actually going to that. But he's been attacked, and that's what the media has wanted to do. And all these people in power is to make people hate one person and blame one person. But now look what's happening. He's about to get out, right? Apparently, or allegedly. and the hate is still there. And people now, he gave the power to the governors and to people that in the state, right, state representatives and whatnot, to make those decisions, and they did it. But no matter what he did, he was, the whole 4 years of his this campaign, of the whole 4 years of his admin, it was all geared towards hating one person. And no matter what that person did, again, he was criminalized. But you have to ask yourself, why? Why would one person, like, he is not the richest person in the world either. Like, Tesla is the most richest man, right? Elon Musk. So, like, why would this person be so hated? It runs deeper. Go and check my Telegram, and there's one thing called the Marshall Report. Go and read that, because it's going to help you. It's like pages and pages on a WordPress document of things that will give you a better understanding as to why Donnie got elected and why he is in power right now and why he's been the most hated person. And it has nothing to do with white supremacy. If you believe that, I'm sorry, but it's not. It has nothing to do with that at all. Because you have a lot of people that are Latinos, black people, Asian people that support him. So again, go and look at it. Like, if you don't believe what I'm telling you, go and look at that on Telegram, and etc. There is just so much there that will make it very clear as to why a lot of these elites and people hate this person with a passion, and why this whole past 4 years have been nothing but unrest and division. Because, again, there are things. Do I agree with everything that he's done? Everything that he's said? No. I have my own brain. I can think for myself. My viewpoints are going to differ from, even if it wasn't him, it was somebody else. But I do support Donnie. I really do. And it's just, it's a shame that I was, a few years ago, I was like in that mindset of like not supporting, because again, all the stuff that the media was telling, everything that was just celebrities that I follow, things like that. So now it's like all of that has changed, and just, do your research if you can. Like, a lot of people haven't even wanting to bother to do the research, because it's so much easier to listen to somebody else ramble, or, use their platform and spread hate and whatnot. But like I said, it was a huge, huge undertaking these last 4 years, and where we're at right now. If you cannot see that this virus, right, the C, Rona, was used as a weapon, it was used to control this election. It was used. How convenient that it happened the year of the presidential election. If you cannot see that deeper meaning, so many people were so so worked up to get this person out of office because he's bad, right? But why is he bad? What has he done? And I know that a lot of people will say, well, he's done this and he's done that and he's done this and he's done that. But has he gone to war with other countries, right? This presidency is very different than all other presidencies that we've ever had. He did not come from those political backgrounds like a lot of these corrupt politicians. He came from an entirely different background, right? He came from that Hollywood world, the celebrity world. So he knows a lot of what is going on. And I think a lot of people are like, well, he said this about women. He said this. If you go and see what B has said about black people and what he said about other things, right? You will see that there's faults that everybody has. No one is perfect. People say things, but anyways, like, I don't want to even get into that, but just go and do your research, because again, a lot of the stuff that you are hearing from the news media and the things that have been put out there, and you're going to see this year, even if he is not in control anymore, right? He's not over the United States of America. Even if B and K take over, the whole matter of the fact is that there is so much corruption, and I really am afraid that we are going to lose our rights if we do not stand up as the people. We the people have that power. We have the ability to use our voice, not to incite violence. That's not what I'm saying, but to use our voice and to be heard. We have a right for that. And that is being taken away from us. And it's like, once that, we're no different than a prisoner, basically. You know, that because when you're in prison, you don't have any rights. Everything has been stripped from you. You basically just have your uniform, you know, whatnot. The same thing is going to happen to people if we do not stay strong and have a voice. And the fact that a lot of people on the left side are, you know, like, well, this is the internet and they can do anything that they want to. Or people are saying, well, Twitter is independent, right? They can do whatever they want for people because it's their platform. Right, they can. But the thing is, like, if you're going to do it for everybody that is going against your policies, not just one person. And they're doing it just on one side, and it's all political. It is all political. So again, just wake up and realize that this is a bigger picture. And if you think that you're safe because you are on the left side and you are not being censored now, I'm here to tell you, honey boo boo, that this is going to change really, really quick. So, you're going to have to really, you know, once you go through it, like we are going through it now, you're going to have to be like really thinking and asking yourself, like, what is my next move? Because that's how we feel right now as conservatives. A lot of us right now are like scrambling. We're having to find a platform that we can say and do things. And then you have the AOC, the grand AOC, right? She's so full of love. She's just such a lovely person. I wish I could have tea with her one day. But then she's like promoting hate. You know, all people that supported Donnie, they need to be in some kind of, you know, database, and we need to come after them. Like, what? Like, what, some of the stuff that she says, it blows my mind. I'm like, girl, how can you be saying these things? It's like, that is communistic. Like, those viewpoints and things are communistic. They are, it's evil. It's hate. And we just can't live in that kind of world. We really can't. Because like I said, once we are targeted as conservatives, it's going to happen to everybody. And it's happening already. Like people in Australia, even my Australian peeps, there, you know, there was a woman, and I think she posted something about holding a rally or something. And she was, the police came up to her door and they escorted her out, and her husband was filming the whole thing, and she was taken. So, yeah, we're living in, and you know, I was really surprised because McCain's daughter, I don't remember her name. Is it Jenna? Whatever her name is, like I saw it recently. Is it Megan? Is it Megan McCain? I said Jenna, I don't know why. Yeah, Megan. Okay, so like I was looking at her, beautiful lady, right? Beautiful lady, but oh my God, like for conservatives, like after this whole thing happened, she went on there and she was promoting on her page, on her stories, a website or like a page that was dedicated, and it had pictures of people that were at the rally. Like, to these people do not deserve to have any rights. We should strip away their credit cards, so they should not be able to be employed. Blah 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 blah. Right? But again, it came out to be that a lot of these people were actually with a criminal organization that has been going on. So, yeah, like she's done lost her marbles. Like I can't even think. Like that's crazy. It's crazy. But like I said, a lot of these conservatives that we're dealing with right now that have turned their back against Donnie, a lot of these people were not conservative to begin with. Like I've said, and I said this about 2 years ago, if you've been following me, a lot of these people were wolves in sheep's clothing. They were with one political party, but infiltrated under the Republican Party, thinking that, you know, they were going to get away with it, but they were not Republican at all. Their viewpoints are not Republican. They stand with the Democrats, and this is so evident. Like, it's coming out. Like, you can't even, like, if you were spiritually awoken, you could see it. And they're not traitors. They were just never, to begin with, Republican. And it was like undercover. It's like being undercover. And, you know, being undercover saying hi, I'm, I'm a doctor, and then trying to administer medications, like writing a prescription, because you have a doctor's pad, you're writing a prescription out, but you're not really a doctor. That's kind of like how this was. I'm just using that as an example, bad example, but to be honest, like that is exactly how it was. So yeah, a lot of these people that are traders, that we classify as traders, they're not really traders. They were just false people that were, and like I said, I'm just a psychic. Like, who's going to believe a psychic, right? Who's going to believe me? Because, I'm just here spreading the word. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I see and that I've said and that I've called out, and I've been demonized. I've even had people go as far as, like, through this whole thing, to go and send me to my post office hate mail, my picture with the devil, and being like, this is Donnie T's greatest supporter, blah, blah, blah. And it's just so disgusting the way that evil has infiltrated the hearts and minds and souls of people. It's like, this is not the way that our world intended to be. It's not the way that this was intended to be. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I've received, hate mail and emails and things like that, that I haven't even spoken about, because I don't want to give that those people energy or time, any of my energy, or just at all. Like, it's not worth it at all. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and just talk about a couple of things to kind of give you some relief, because I know so many of you out there are just worried, scared completely of what's going to happen. Do not be afraid, okay? This is not a time for panic. When you panic, you lower your energy. You cannot get a good connection to spirit. You cannot discern, what is right, what is wrong. And it affects you here. And this is what they're after, affecting this. If they can get to this, they can get to your heart. And then from there, it's like, it's all over. So keep your mind strong, okay? If you want to look at stuff that's on TV or CNN, know that you're going to get news, but half of that stuff is flipped, it's scripted, and it's for views. If you want to get, if you are conservative, and I'm not pushing or shoving this down your throat, but if you, want to know, if you are conservative and you support me and you want to know, like, what is the tea and what is that, please do not DM me on Instagram. Please, I'm asking you to please not send me any more DMs. It's overwhelming, and I cannot answer every single person. So if you have information, you can share it with me on Telegram. I will check that like once or twice a day. But go to Telegram and check it out. It's like, I wish I had the link here, but if you go to my Instagram now, you can go to my stories and swipe up. Or if you go to my recent posts, you can see the video. Not the video, but the one of my posts where it's like a black screen. You can see the link there. And you can follow me there. Again, it's an app that you have to download. So, yeah, I just, I'm okay. I'm just like breathing, because, like, girl, this is like so much tea that I had to share this morning. But my name is, well, my Telegram channel is at Psychic Medium Ray. So I came on here to do damage control, because I think that my last video left a lot of people kind of shaken and shook. So this is why I'm doing this video, so that way you know not to panic. All right, guys? I love you so, so much. I will be sharing stuff on Telegram, on Instagram, and my stories. I love you so, so much. God bless you. God bless America. And may we all be in peace.